Hello there, and welcome to Sleepy Galaxy Channel. Tonight we are going to wander, together and unhurried, toward the coldest place in the entire universe, and there is something worth pausing over in that very idea, because when you first hear it, your mind may reach for a shiver, for something harsh and unwelcoming, a place you would never want to be. And yet the strange truth we will follow all the way through the hours ahead is that the coldest places we know of are also among the most serene, the most untroubled, the most perfectly at rest of anywhere that exists. Cold, when it becomes complete, when it deepens past every ordinary chill into something absolute, stops being a thing that bites and becomes instead a kind of hushedness so total that it feels, oddly, like being wrapped and settled and held. That is the paradox we will turn over slowly tonight, that the coldest corner of everything is not a place of fear, but a place of the deepest imaginable rest, a hush spread across the dark, a blanket drawn up over the whole sky. And we will approach it patiently, from several directions, because there is no reason to hurry toward anything. We will spend time, first, with what temperature really is, what heat and cold actually mean when you get close to them, so the whole idea softens and makes sense. We will drift, next, through the great cold of empty space itself, the faint background warmth left over from the beginning of everything. We will visit a particular cloud far out among the stars that is, as far as anyone has measured, the coldest natural place ever found. And we will come home, at the end, to the coldest spots of all, which are not out in the wilderness of the cosmos but here, made carefully by patient hands in hushed rooms, colder than the deepest space, resting in the dark. 4 slow directions, each folding into the next. If at any point you find this useful, a like or a subscribe helps the channel reach others who are also lying awake tonight. Others who could use a long, unhurried voice in the dark to drift along beside. But that is nothing to attend to now. None of this is anything you need to hold on to. You do not have to remember a single word, or follow a single thread, or arrive at any destination at all. The words will keep coming whether you listen or not, and they will carry themselves. So settle in. Let your shoulders ease down, away from your ears, a little lower than you were holding them. Let the weight of you sink into whatever holds you, the mattress, the pillow, the whole patient surface beneath your body. Let your jaw loosen. Let your breath go long and low and slow without your having to arrange it. There is nowhere to be but here, and nothing to do but drift. Let's begin. Let us start with the simplest question of all, the one hiding underneath the whole idea of cold, which is, what is heat really, and what is its absence? Because we tend to think of cold as a thing, a substance, something that pours in through an open window or seeps up from a stone floor, something with a will of its own that comes to find us. But cold is not a thing at all. Cold is only the hush that remains when heat has gone. Heat itself is motion, nothing more than motion, the ceaseless jostling and trembling of the tiny pieces that make up everything. Every wall, every cup of water, every fingertip, every star, is built of countless minute particles, and those particles are never truly at rest. They shiver, they knock against one another. They hum with a restlessness too small to see, and what we feel as warmth is simply that hum turned up, that shivering grown vigorous and fast, and what we feel as cold is that same hum grown faint, the trembling slowing, the particles settling toward tranquilness. To make something cold is not to add anything to it. It is to take the restlessness away. It is to let it be serene. And I want you to hold that gently in mind as we go. because it changes everything about how the cold of the universe feels. When we travel out toward the coldest place, we are not traveling toward something fierce that will assault us. We are traveling toward the most complete motionlessness there is, toward the place where all the trembling has finally quieted down, where the countless small motions that fill every warm thing have eased and slowed and come, at last, nearly to rest. The coldest place is the most restful place. It is the place where the trembling stops. Think of a room full of people talking, a hum of voices, a warmth of noise, and then think of that same room late at night, everyone asleep. The hum faded to a hush so deep you can hear your own slow breathing. Cold is the universe asleep. Cold is the hush after the hum. And to move toward it is to move, step by step, toward a hush that is the deepest quiet that can be. There is a number that lives at the bottom of all this, a floor beneath which nothing can go, and it is worth resting with for a moment, because it is one of the most peaceful ideas in all of science. If cold is the slowing of the trembling, then there must be a point where the trembling has slowed as far as it possibly can, where the particles have given up nearly all their motion and settled into the lowest, faintest, most tranquil state they are allowed. That point is called absolute zero, and it sits at about 273 degrees below zero on the everyday Celsius scale, or a little lower still, a fixed and final floor. Nothing in the universe can be colder than that. It is not that we have not found anything colder, it is that colder is not possible. The way there is no number smaller than the smallest, no step below the lowest stair. Absolute zero is the perfect rest at the bottom of everything, the place where the last of the trembling would finally lie down. And nothing ever quite reaches it, not the deepest space, not the most patient laboratory. Because to arrive there completely would be to remove the very last flicker of motion, and that last flicker is always a little out of reach. So the whole cold universe leans toward that floor without ever touching it, forever settling, forever almost at rest, like a body sinking slowly into sleep that never has to hit the bottom, only drift and drift and drift toward it. Now let us leave the small rooms of definition and step outside, out past the walls, past the sky, out into the great open dark between the stars, because that is where most people first imagine cold living. And it is cold out there, deeply and famously cold, but not in the way you might expect, and the difference is worth lingering over as your breath keeps easing longer. When you picture the space between stars, you might picture a freezing wind, a bitter draft, the kind of cold that would grip you the instant you stepped into it. But space is nearly empty, and cold that grips requires something to do the gripping. Here on the ground, cold reaches you because the air around you is full of tiny particles that touch your skin and carry your warmth away, particle by particle, until you shiver. Out in the dark between the stars, there is almost nothing to touch you at all. There are so few particles in that vast emptiness that they hardly ever brush against anything. The cold is there, yes, but it is a patient cold. An unhurried cold. A cold that would draw your warmth away only very slowly, over a long, long while, like a tide going out one grain of sand at a time. And that emptiness itself is a kind of peace, is it not, when you let yourself feel it rather than fear it? Space is not crowded. Space is not loud. Space is the most spacious thing there is, room upon endless room of open dark, with the stars set into it far apart, each one a distant lantern burning in its own pool of night. There is no jostling out there, no press of bodies, no noise, no urgency. There is only the long, slow drift of things too far apart to trouble one another, each moving in its own wide arc, each keeping its own low and steady pace. When we say space is cold, we are also, in a way, saying that space is tranquil, that the great trembling has thinned out to almost nothing, that the hum of matter has spread itself so wide and so thin that only the faintest whisper of it remains. To drift out into that would not be to freeze in an instant. It would be to enter the most tranquil vastness imaginable. A settledness with no edges, a hush that goes on and on in every direction without ever meeting a wall. And here is the thing that surprises almost everyone who learns it, the thing worth turning over slowly as you lie there. Even the emptiest space, the darkest gap between the farthest galaxies, is not quite at absolute zero. It is not perfectly cold. There is a faint, faint warmth that fills all of space everywhere. A whisper of heat spread evenly across the entire universe, the same in every direction you could ever look. It sits at only about 2.5 degrees above that absolute floor, unimaginably cold by the measure of anything you have ever touched, and yet it is a warmth, a real and gentle warmth, and it is everywhere. There is no corner of the sky without it. It bathes every star and every world and every drifting speck of dust in the same low, even glow. And what is beautiful about it, what makes it worth resting your mind upon, is where it comes from, because that faint warmth is the oldest light there is, the leftover heat of the very beginning, peaceful lingering after all this time, placid keeping the whole cosmos company. Even the emptiest dark is not truly empty. Even the coldest reaches are wrapped in this ancient, even, unfading warmth. Like the last heat of a fire held long into the night beneath a heavy quilt. Let me tell you a little about that whisper of warmth, because it is one of the tenderest facts in all of science, and it will settle you to know it. Long, long ago, so long ago that the number of years is more like a feeling than a fact, the entire universe was small and dense and radiant, filled edge to edge with light and heat, a single glowing warmth with no dark in it anywhere. And then, over an immense stretch of time, it grew. It spread out, and as it spread it cooled, the way anything cools as it opens and relaxes and gives itself more room. The fierce early glow stretched and softened and dimmed, its heat thinning as the space it filled grew vaster, until, after billions upon billions of years, that first blaze had faded to the merest breath of warmth, the 2.5 degrees that still fill the sky today. It did not go out. It did not vanish. It simply cooled and settled and spread itself thin across everything, and it is still doing so, still easing lower by the faintest degree across ages too long to feel. When you lie beneath the night sky, you are lying beneath the last tender warmth of the beginning of all things. A warmth that has been cooling toward rest for the whole life of the universe, and is cooling serene, and will go on cooling, patiently, gently, forever. Rest for a moment inside that image, because there is comfort folded into it. The whole universe is cooling. Everything, everywhere, all of it, is easing slowly toward stillness, and there is nothing frightening in this, nothing that needs to be resisted or hurried or held back. It is simply what warm things do when they are given enough time and enough room. They relax. They let their trembling slow. They spread their heat out into the dark around them and settle toward the motionless floor. The stars do it. The galaxies do it. The empty space between them does it. The whole vast cosmos is one enormous warm thing, slowly, slowly settling into sleep, and every year it is a little lower, a little more at rest, a little further along the long, soft slope toward that perfect cold that is really only perfect peace. You are part of that too, lying here, letting your own warmth ease, letting your own trembling slow, settling by degrees into the same great hush that is drawing all things down toward rest. It might soothe you now to drift back through time a little, to think of the people who first went looking for the cold, who first tried to understand it and measure it and reach it. Because the story of that search is a slow and patient one, told by many faint hands across many quiet years. For most of human history, nobody knew what cold was. They only knew how it felt: the ache of winter, the sting of ice, the way water hardened and breath turned to mist. And for a long time, the cleverest thinkers imagined that cold, like heat, must be a substance, a kind of fluid that flowed into things and made them cold, a stuff you could almost picture pooling in the shadows. It took a very long time, and a great many careful observers, to arrive at the truer and stranger idea we hold now, that there is no such stuff, that cold is only heat's absence, only the slowing of the small hidden motion. And there is something tender in imagining all those people, in their draughty rooms, by their flickering lamps, turning the puzzle over and over, each one adding a small piece, none of them in any hurry. The understanding settling into place as slowly and surely as frost forming on a window pane through a long winter night. There were, along the way, particular souls who gave their lives to the pursuit of cold, who became patient hunters of low temperatures, who built strange and careful machines to squeeze the warmth out of things and see how cold they could make them go. One by one, they learned to turn the invisible airs we breathe into liquids, cooling them so far that they gathered into pale pools that would boil away the instant they touched anything as warm as a hand. First one gas yielded, then another, each requiring a colder touch than the last, each falling silent and liquid only when coaxed down toward the deep floor. And the very hardest of all to tame, the one that clung longest to its liveliness and refused to lie down, was at last brought low too, chilled into a strange and hushed liquid colder than almost anything found in nature, in a small room, by patient hands, more than a century ago. Picture that, if you like, as you rest, a hushed laboratory late at night, a single pale liquid gathering drop by drop in a glass, colder than the space between the stars, the coldest thing on the whole warm earth, resting there in the dark like the first snow of a season that no one had ever seen before. And what these patient hunters found, as they went colder and colder, is that the cold did not grow more violent as they approached the floor. It grew more serene. Stranger and calmer both. Down near that final floor, matter begins to behave in hushed and dreamlike ways it never shows at ordinary warmth. Liquids that are cold enough begin to flow without any friction at all, climbing the walls of their vessels in perfect silence, slipping through the tiniest gaps as though the ordinary resistances of the world had simply been laid aside. Metals cooled far enough let their currents run on and on forever, without fading. A ring of motion that never tires, never slows, never needs to be pushed again. It is as if, as things approach the deepest cold, they shed their struggle. They let go of the friction and the resistance and the wearing down that fill the warmer world, and they enter a state of perfect, effortless ease, where motion, once begun, simply continues, untroubled, unhurried, at rest even as it moves. The coldest matter is the most peaceful matter. It has stopped fighting itself. It has finally, completely, let go. Let yourself feel the shape of that idea against your own body as you lie here, the letting go, the shedding of friction, the release of everything that resists. All day, warm things push against one another. All day, You push against the world and it pushes back. And there is friction in it, effort in it, a constant low grind of resistance that you carry in your shoulders and your jaw without ever quite noticing. But down in the deep cold there is none of that. Down there, things simply glide. Down there, emotion once begun needs nothing more, asks nothing more, glides on forever without cost or strain. And you can borrow that right now in this warm room. You can let your own resistances ease the way the cold matter does. You can let the friction go out of your shoulders, out of your hands, out of your face. You can let yourself become, for these hours, a little more like that hushed and frictionless thing, gliding without effort, at rest even in motion, needing nothing, pushed by nothing, simply drifting on and on through the dark of the night. Now let us go and find the coldest natural place that anyone has ever actually located, out in the wild reaches of the cosmos, far from any warm room or patient hand. Because for all the deep cold of ordinary space, that even 2.5-degree warmth I told you about fills the whole sky, and so ordinary space cannot fall below it. The ancient leftover glow keeps everything, everywhere, at least that warm. To find something colder than the background of the universe, you have to find a place that has somehow cooled itself below even that faint even glow. A place that has managed, by some patient natural trick, to sink beneath the floor the rest of the cosmos rests upon. And there is such a place. Far out among the stars, thousands of years of light away from here, there is a dim and expanding cloud, the cast-off shroud of a dying star, and within it lies the coldest natural spot ever measured anywhere in the known universe. It is called, by those who found it, the Boomerang, for the shape it seemed to have when they first glimpsed it, and it is colder, genuinely colder, than the empty space all around it. And the way this cloud grew so cold is one of the most peaceful mechanisms in all of nature. So let us go slowly through it, because it will settle you to understand it. At the heart of that dim cloud there was once a star, an ordinary aging star, and in its final long chapter it began, as such stars do, to breathe out its outer layers into space, shedding them like a sleeper, letting a heavy blanket slide slowly to the floor. But this particular star did not shed its layers softly. It cast them off with unusual speed, a fast and steady outflow of gas rushing away from the dying center in every direction. And here is the tender secret of it. When a gas expands, when it is allowed to spread out into a larger space, it cools. It cools simply by opening, simply by giving itself more room. You have felt this yourself, in a small way, when you let the air rush out of anything held under pressure and felt it turn cool against your skin. The gas rushing out of that dying star spread so fast and opened into such a vast new emptiness that it cooled and cooled and kept cooling further than any natural place is ordinarily allowed to cool. Down past the 2.5-degree warmth of the sky, down to only about 1 degree above the absolute floor. The coldest known place in the universe is a star's last outbreath, expanding into the dark, cooling as it opens, like a long, slow exhale that never quite ends. Sit with that image for a while, because it is worth resting in. The coldest place we have ever found is not a place of violence or catastrophe, whatever the words dying star might make you feel. It is a place of release. It is a great slow exhale spreading out into the night, a letting go so complete that it has carried the gas below the temperature of the sky itself. It is an outbreath that has been unfurling for many thousands of years and is exhaling. Even now, tranquilly expanding, peaceful cooling, still easing outward into the waiting dark. And in that expanding breath there is a hush deeper than the hush of ordinary space, a cold more complete than the cold of the gaps between the stars, and yet it holds no menace at all. It is simply the deepest rest that nature has managed anywhere, a place so placid, so serene, so far along the slope toward the perfect floor that if hushness itself had a home in the cosmos, it might be there, in that dim and widening cloud, in that long, unending exhale, out among the distant stars. Breathe out, now, slowly, the way that cloud breathes out, and let a little more of your own warmth ease away into the room around you, and cool, and settle, and rest. And I want to draw the thread a little tighter here, because this is the heart of everything we are wandering through tonight. That cloud, the coldest place in the universe, is cold not because something harsh was done to it, but because it was allowed, at last, to spread and open and let go. Its coldness is its release. Its coldness is the settling that came after the long labor of being a star, after all those ages of burning and holding itself together against its own weight, after all that heat and struggle and fierce bright work. When at last it could let its outer layers slip away, when at last it could breathe out and expand into the roomy dark, the cold came over it not as an enemy, but as a rest, as the deep quiet that follows a long day's work, as the cool of the sheets when you finally lie down. The coldest place is the most rested place. The cold is not the cruelty, the cold is the reward. And out there, thousands of years of light away, that great exhaled shroud hangs in the dark, colder than everything around it, at peace in a way that only the most completely released things can be, tucked into the night beneath the oldest, faintest warmth of all. Let us drift for a while away from measurements and mechanisms, and simply imagine being carried out to that cloud, because there is no danger in it, only a long, soft journey, and you are already halfway to sleep. Imagine then that you are being carried, weightless and unhurried, out past the edge of this world, up through the thinning air, past the last high wisps of cloud, out into the open dark, where the stars hang steady and unblinking. There is no cold that reaches you, no wind, no falling. There is only the slow and effortless drift, as though the whole dark were a wide, tranquil river, and you a leaf upon it, borne along without any effort of your own. You do not have to steer. You do not have to hold yourself up. Something patient and vast is carrying you, the way the current carries the leaf, the way sleep carries the body once it finally lets go, and all you must do is be carried, out and out, past the near stars and the far ones, deeper into the peaceful than you have ever been. And as you are carried, the warmth eases from you, not sharply, not cruelly, but slowly, tenderly. The way warmth leaves a room when the lamp is turned low, the way heat leaves a stone through a long night. You feel yourself cooling as you drift, and the cooling is not a loss, but a softening. Each degree of warmth that leaves you taking with it a little more of the day's residue, a little more of the friction and the effort and the holding on, until you are lighter and stiller and more peaceful than before. Out here there is no hurry, ever. Out here the stars keep their long, slow arcs and do not rush, and the great cloud far ahead breathes out its endless exhale, and you drift toward it through the dark as slowly as you like, cooling as you go, releasing as you go, being carried and carried and carried, needing to do nothing at all but let yourself be taken along. Now let us come, at last, to the strangest turn in the whole story, the turn that surprises everyone, which is that the very coldest places in the entire universe are not out there in the wilderness of the cosmos at all. They are not the empty gaps between the galaxies, and they are not even that dim exhaled cloud far among the stars. The coldest places that have ever existed anywhere, as far as anyone knows, are here, on this small, warm world, in a handful of hushed rooms made on purpose by patient people, colder than the deepest natural cold in all of creation. That is a remarkable thing to rest your mind on. In a few serene laboratories, human hands have coaxed small clouds of matter down below 1 degree above the floor, below 1,000th of a degree, below 1,000,000th, below even 1,000,000,000th, closer to absolute zero than anything nature has ever managed on its own, closer than the coldest star's dying breath, closer than the emptiest dark between the farthest galaxies. The very coldest spot known to exist is not lost somewhere out in the vastness. It is here, close by, resting in the dark of a small room, tended and watched over like a sleeping thing. And the way this is done is one of the most tender pieces of cleverness people have ever worked out, so let me tell it to you slowly, as your breath goes longer still. Remember that heat is only motion, only the trembling and jostling of tiny particles, and that to cool something is only to slow that motion down. To reach the very coldest depths, then, you must find a way to slow a small cloud of particles almost entirely to rest, to settle their trembling nearly all the way to nothing. And the way it is done is with light, which seems the strangest thing, because we think of light as warming, not cooling. But light, aimed with great care, can also be a kind of soft and patient hand that slows things down. Picture a tiny cloud of particles drifting in the dark of a chamber, each one trembling with its small warmth, and picture beams of carefully tuned light arriving from every side, each beam nudging the particles ever so slightly against their motion, catching them as they move, easing them, slowing them, the way you might slow a swing by meeting it with your palm each time it comes towards you. Beam by beam, nudge by nudge, the trembling of the little cloud is coaxed lower and lower, gentler and gentler, until it hangs there almost perfectly still, held in a cradle of light, calmer than anything in all the reaches of space. There is more to it than that, more layers of patience, more careful tricks. After the light has slowed the little cloud as far as light alone can take it, the coldest of the particles are held, and the warmest are quietly let go, one by one, the way you might let the last restless thoughts slip out of your mind at the edge of sleep, keeping only the peacefulest, the hushedest, the ones already nearest to rest. And with each warm particle released, the small cloud that remains grows colder placid, its trembling fainter, its motion lower, until what is left is a tiny gathering of matter so utterly quieted that it sinks past every natural cold in the universe and comes to rest a mere breath above the absolute floor. It is held there in the dark, in a chamber emptied of almost all its air, wrapped in shield after shield against the warmth of the room outside, cradled and guarded and kept, the coldest thing that has ever been, resting in a hush more complete than any hush in nature, tended through the night by patient hands and patient light. And when matter is brought that low, that close to the perfect floor, it does something so faint and so strange that it is worth resting your whole attention upon, because it is like nothing in the ordinary warm world. The particles, slowed almost to hushedness, stop behaving as separate things. They lose their separateness. They soften into one another and merge, all of them together, into a single hushed and unified whole that moves, if it moves at all, as one calm body, one still and undivided thing. It is as though a crowd of individuals, each with its own small restless motion, at last grew hushed enough to breathe as a single sleeper, rising and falling together, no longer many but one, This is the deepest cold there is, and what it produces is not fracture or violence, but unity, a coming together, a merging into a single tranquil whole. The coldest thing in the universe is also the most unified, the most harmonious, the most completely at one with itself. To go down toward the floor is to stop being scattered, and to become, at last, whole. Let that settle into you as you lie here in the dark, because there is something in it for the body and not only the mind. All day you are scattered. All day your attention is divided, pulled in many directions at once. A crowd of separate restless motions, each little worry and task and thought trembling with its own small heat. And what you are doing now, sinking toward sleep, is very like what that cold matter does. You are letting the scattered motions slow. You are letting the many separate restlessnesses ease and tranquil and draw together until they are no longer a crowd, but a single slow rhythm, the long, low rise and fall of your own breathing, one placid, undivided thing. You are cooling in your way. You are merging in your way all the scattered pieces of the day, settling into one tranquil whole. And the deeper you sink toward that quiet, the more you become like the coldest, most unified thing in all the universe, not scattered, not divided, not trembling, but whole, and at rest, and at one. Let us pause now, and let the mind widen, and take in the whole scale of this cold universe at once, because there is a particular comfort that comes only when you let yourself feel how vast and how serene it all is. Think of the sheer size of it, the earth beneath you, and around the earth the thin skin of warm air we live inside, and beyond that air the deep cold dark, going out and out. Think of the distance to the nearest star, so far that its light, the fastest thing there is, takes years to cross it. Think of the many, many stars of our own great wheeling island of light, and then of the countless other islands beyond it, each one a swarm of stars too many to number, scattered through a dark so wide that the mind cannot truly hold it, and can only lean toward it, the way you lean toward sleep. And through all of that immensity, filling every gap, wrapping every star, lies the cold, patient, even unhurried, the great peaceful ground on which all the bright warm things are set like scattered embers on a vast dark hearth. And here is the comfort in that vastness, the thing worth holding as you drift, because bigness can frighten the waking mind, but soothes the sleeping one. You are very small against all of that, smaller than a mote, smaller than a whisper. And that smallness is not a loneliness, but a release. Because if you are that small, then nothing you carry is large. Nothing you worried over today, nothing you must do tomorrow, nothing that pressed on you or pulled at you, is large against that dark. It all shrinks, kindly, to its true size, which is very small indeed beside the endless serene reaches of the cold. The whole weight of your day would not so much as dent that vastness, it would vanish into it without a ripple, the way a single breath vanishes into the wide night air. You do not have to hold any of it up. You are far too small to be needed for that, and the universe is far too vast and far too calm to ask it of you. There is a deep permission folded into the scale of things, the permission to set everything down, because against all that cold immensity, everything you might set down is lighter than you ever knew. And the cold that fills that vastness is not empty in the way that frightens. It is full, in its own hushed way, full of that ancient even warmth left from the beginning, full of the long, slow drift of stars and clouds and light, full of a quiet so complete that it is almost a presence, almost a kind of company, When you imagine the great cold dark now, do not imagine a void that would swallow you. Imagine instead the deepest, widest, most untroubled calm there could ever be. A stillness so vast and so even that it holds everything within it as tenderly as a serene lake holds the reflection of the sky. The cold is not against you. The cold is the great restful ground of all things, the wide low floor upon which the whole warm bright universe lies down each night, the immense soft dark that has been settling toward rest since the very beginning and is settling still, and that is drawing you, tonight, gently down into its peace along with everything else that exists. Let us return, faintly, to the thread we have been following all along, and hold it up once more to the light, because it has been running underneath everything we have said. Cold, we keep finding, is not what it first seems. Cold, when it deepens all the way, is not a cruelty but a peacefulness, not a violence but a rest, not a freezing that grips and harms but a settling that releases and unbinds. Everywhere we have looked, the coldest places have turned out to be the most peaceful ones. The empty dark that draws warmth away so slowly it would take an age. The dying star's last outbreath spreading into the night. The little cloud of matter in the hushed laboratory, held in its cradle of light, merged into a single tranquil whole. In each of them, the cold is the deepest rest that place has ever known. The moment the trembling finally lies down, the hush after the long hum, the blanket drawn up over the whole of it, and it is that, this complete and tender cold, this placidness so total that it feels like being tucked in rather than frozen, that we are drifting toward together, you and I, as the night deepens around us. Because that is the truth at the center of it all. The truth I would leave with you above every fact and figure. The coldest place in the universe is not a place of fear. It is the place where all the restlessness of everything has finally come to rest. It is where the last small trembling slows and stops, where matter softens into stillness and merges into wholeness, where warmth spreads out into the dark, not as a loss, but as a letting go. It is the deepest hushed there is, and deep quiet is not our enemy. Deep tranquil is the very thing we reach for every night when we lie down and close our eyes and let the day dissolve. The cold at the bottom of everything is the same cold you feel in the cool side of the pillow. The same settling you feel as your body slows and your breath lengthens and the room goes dim. It is only the universe, and you along with it. Lying down at last into the great tender hushedness, tucked in beneath the oldest warmth, easing down toward rest. Let us go back out among the stars for a while and think slowly about how heat and cold move through the great dark, because it is a soothing thing to understand, and it will help the whole picture settle. Here on the ground, warmth spreads in 3 familiar ways, and you know all of them in your body even if you have never named them. There is the warmth that passes by touch, the way a warm hand warms a cold one, the way heat creeps along a spoon left in hot water, that is warmth moving from particle to touching particle, passed hand to hand along a line. There is the warmth that rises and circles, the way warm air lifts from a lamp and cool air sinks to take its place. The slow turning of heat through a room. And there is the warmth that travels as light, that leaps across empty space in silence, the way the warmth of a fire reaches your face across the room without warming the air between, the way the distant warmth of the day's great lamp crosses all that emptiness to touch your skin. 3 ways for warmth to move, and out in the dark of space only the last of them truly works, because there is almost nothing out there to touch, and almost nothing out there to rise and circle. And so in the great dark, warmth moves almost entirely as light, leaping silently across the emptiness, and this is why space stays so profoundly cold, and why its cold is so patient and so calm. A warm thing out in space, a stone, a drifting world, a cooling cloud, cannot pass its warmth to the emptiness by touch, because there is nothing there to touch. It can only let its warmth slip away slowly as a faint glow of light radiating off into the dark, a little at a time, over ages. This is the slowest way there is to lose warmth. It is why a thing in space can hold its heat for a very long while, and why, when it does at last cool, it cools so unhurriedly, so evenly, so without any shock or violence. Out there, warmth is not torn away, it is only over immense stretches of time allowed to drift off into the dark as a faint radiance, degree by patient degree. The cold of space arrives the way sleep arrives on the stillest nights, not all at once, not seized, but easing in slowly, unhurried, so slow you can hardly say when it began. Think of a single stone then, drifting alone far out in the dark, having wandered away from every star. For a long while it holds the warmth it once gathered, glowing very faintly with it, radiating that warmth off into the night in a slow, soft exhale of light too dim for any eye. And with each passing age it grows a little cooler, its faint glow a little fainter, its trembling a little slower, as the warmth eases out of it into the surrounding dark. There is no hurry in it, and no harm in it. The stone is not suffering. The stone is simply settling, over ages beyond counting, toward the same low even calm that fills all the space around it, coming serenely into balance with the great cold, until at last it holds only the faint warmth of the sky itself, and rests there, in the dark, having let go of everything it once carried. That is all cooling is. Out in the deep, a long, slow letting go, a settling into balance, an easing toward the peaceful ground. And you, drifting toward sleep, are doing exactly the same, letting the day's gathered warmth radiate softly away, easing by degrees into balance with the serene of the dark room, coming to rest. There is a kind of balance the cold universe is always reaching for, and it is worth resting your mind against it, because it is a deeply peaceful idea. Warm things and cool things, when they can reach one another, always drift toward the same temperature. The warmth flows from the warmer to the cooler, until both are alike, until the difference is smoothed away, and everything sits at one even calm. A hot cup on a cool table gives its warmth to the table and the air, until all of them are the same. A warm body under cool sheets warms the sheets, and cools a little itself, until they meet in the middle and rest there together. The whole universe is doing this, slowly, everywhere, all the time, the warm places giving their heat to the cool places, the differences easing away, everything drifting toward one long, even peaceful. It is the most patient movement there is, and its direction is always the same, always toward evenness, toward balance, toward a shared and settled quiet. The cosmos is not flying apart into chaos. In this one deep sense, it is smoothing itself, calming itself, easing all its differences toward a single tranquil temperature, like a restless sleeper slowly going tranquil. And there is nothing to mourn in that smoothing, whatever grand and final words are sometimes hung upon it, because from where you lie tonight, it is simply the sound of everything settling down, the warm and the cold reaching toward each other, the differences easing, the whole vast cosmos drifting toward one even serene, is only, in the end, the universe doing what you are doing now, coming to rest. Letting the sharp differences of the day soften, letting the hot and the cold of it, the wanting and the not wanting, the effort and the ache, all ease toward the middle and go still. There is a homecoming in it, a great slow homecoming of everything toward hushed, and you are part of that homecoming tonight, easing your own warmth toward the cool of the room, your own restlessness toward the low of the dark, your own scattered day toward the single low even rhythm of your breath. Everything is settling. Everything is coming to the same calm, and you are settling along with it, held in the great smoothing hush of all things. Let us wander now to the coldest places we can actually visit without leaving worlds behind, the frozen corners of our own small neighborhood of planets and moons, because there is a hushed beauty in them, and they make a soft bridge between the warmth we know and the deep cold beyond. Out past the middle of our little family of worlds, far from the great warm lamp at its center, the light grows thin and pale, and the worlds that drift there are wrapped in a cold that would seem impossible to anyone standing in a summer field. There are moons out there sheathed entirely in ice, whole worlds with surfaces of frozen water hard as stone, cracked and glittering, older than anything you could imagine, holding their cold across ages without ever once thawing. There are plains of frozen air, places so far from warmth that the very gases we breathe would settle out of the sky and lie upon the ground as pale frost and drifting snow. And all of it rests in a hush so complete, under a sky so black and so scattered with unblinking stars, that to stand there, if you could, would be to stand inside the deepest faint you had ever known. Picture one of those frozen moons for a while, turning slowly in the dark, far from every warmth. Its surface is a smooth, pale field of ice, faintly lit by the distant lamp that is now no more than the brightest of the stars, and it is utterly motionless. Nothing moves upon it, no wind stirs, or if a thin wind stirs, it is too faint to feel. There is only the ice, stretching away in every direction, glittering very softly under the starlight, holding its ancient cold, and the cold there is not a harsh thing. Standing in the hushed as you imagine it, it is a preserving thing, a keeping thing, a cold that has held that world unchanged through more years than the mind can count, guarding it, cradling it, tucking it away safe and settled beneath the dark. Those frozen worlds are the universe's kept things, its held things, wrapped in cold the way precious things are wrapped and set carefully away, undisturbed, unhurried, resting through the long ages in a peacefulness nothing ever breaks. The cold is what keeps them whole. The cold is what holds them safe. And beneath the ice of some of those far cold moons, this is the tender part, there may be water, real liquid water, held warm and dark and quiet far below the frozen surface, cradled between the ice above and the slow warmth of the world's own rocky heart. Imagine that, a hidden ocean, lightless and placid, sealed beneath miles of ice, never troubled by any storm, never stirred by any wind, resting in a darkness and a tranquil more complete than any ocean on earth has ever known. The cold above does not reach it, the cold above only seals it, only roofs it over, only keeps it safe and still. And there it lies, this hushed hidden sea, in the deep dark under the ice, on a frozen moon at the far edge of our little family of worlds, as calm and as undisturbed as anything in all of creation. There is something in that image that settles the whole body, the sealed, settled, the safe dark, the serene water held warm beneath a roof of cold, resting where nothing can reach it, resting where nothing can trouble it, resting through the long ages in perfect peace. Let yourself be that hidden sea for a while, as you lie here in the dark of your room. Above you, the cool of the night, the dim ceiling, the peaceful dark, roofing you over, sealing you in, keeping the world's noise out. And within you, warmth, your own warmth, held safe beneath that cool roof, undisturbed, at rest. Nothing out there can reach you here. Nothing out there needs anything of you here. You are the hushed water under the ice, roofed over by the cool quiet of the night, held warm and dark and calm in your own depths, sealed away from every storm, resting where nothing can trouble you. The cold of the night is not against you. It is the roof that keeps you safe, the lid drawn softly over your placid, the very thing that lets the warmth inside you rest undisturbed. Lie there beneath it. Let it roof you over. Let it seal you in. Let the warmth within you rest, tranquil and dark and deep, beneath the tender cold of the night. Let us think slowly about how people even measure such cold, how anyone can know the temperature of a place thousands of years of light away, or the temperature of a tiny cloud held in the dark of a chamber, because it is a beautiful and patient art, and it will settle you to follow it. You cannot, of course, reach out and touch these things. You cannot press a warm hand to a distant star or dip a finger into the coldest cloud. And so the way it is done is by listening, in a sense, to the light. Every warm thing gives off light, a glow that carries the signature of its warmth. And the color and character of that glow tell you, if you learn to read them, exactly how warm or how cold the thing is. A very warm thing glows one way, a cooler thing glows another, lower, redder, fainter, and a very cold thing glows so faintly and in such particular hushed tones that only the most patient instruments can catch it at all. So, the temperature of the coldest cloud in the universe was read not by touch, but by listening to its faint radiance across all those years of dark, gathering its whisper of light and reading in it the deep cold of that dying star's last breath. And there is something soothing in that, in the idea that even the coldest, farthest, most silent things are still, always, faintly telling us about themselves, still sending out their faint signature across the dark, still reachable by patient attention, even from unimaginably far away. Nothing in the universe is truly cut off. The coldest cloud serene whispers its temperature to anyone patient enough to listen. The frozen moon motionless glimmers faintly with its held cold. The tiny hushed cloud in the chamber settled gives off the faint signs of its stillness to the watching instruments. The cold does not silence things. It only lowers their voices to a whisper. And a whisper can peaceful be heard by patient ears. There is company even in the deepest cold, even in the farthest dark, the faint, ongoing exchange of faint light between all things, the endless, soft conversation of warmth and cold across the vastness, a conversation you are part of even now, glowing faintly with your own warmth into the dark room, in quiet company with everything else that glows. Let us return, for a while, to those hushed laboratories where the coldest things of all are made, and think about the extraordinary care with which they are guarded, because there is a tenderness in it that mirrors exactly what you are doing as you settle towards sleep. To keep a small cloud of matter that close to the absolute floor, you must protect it from every stray whisper of warmth. And warmth, remember, is everywhere. It seeps in through touch. It drifts in as light. It leaks through any gap. And so the coldest things are wrapped in shield after shield, layer upon layer of careful protection, each layer a little cooler than the one outside it, each layer catching a little more of the warmth that tries to press inward. Picture it. The tiny cold cloud at the very center, and around it a chamber emptied of nearly all its air so that no touch can reach it. And around that a shield to catch stray light, and around that another and another, nested one inside the next like the layers of a seed, each one guarding the deep hushed at the heart. It is cradled, that coldest thing, wrapped and nested and guarded, held in the very center of all that patient care. And is that not exactly how it feels to be readied for sleep? Wrapped layer upon layer against the noise and warmth of the waking world. There is the room around you, and the walls that hold out the wider night, and the covers drawn over you, and the pillow beneath your head. Layer upon layer of tranquil protection, each one holding a little more of the world's disturbance at bay, each one keeping the deep serene at the center a little safer. And at the heart of all those layers is you, cradled and nested and guarded, the serene thing they are all arranged to keep. Nothing needs to reach you through all of that. Nothing of the day's warmth and noise needs to press in past all those patient layers of quiet. You are held at the center of them, wrapped and shielded and kept, as carefully tended as the coldest, most precious thing in the world, cradled in the very middle of all that hush, where nothing can trouble the deep calm settling over you. There is a curious and lovely fact about that deepest laboratory cold, worth resting your mind upon as the layers of the night wrap round you. When matter is brought down that close to the floor, it not only merges into one hushed whole, as I told you before, it also grows, in a sense, very large and very slow. The particles, slowed almost to placidness, spread out and soften and overlap, each one no longer a hard small point, but a wide slow ripple, gentle and blurred and unhurried, all of them blending into one broad peaceful swell. It is as though, in growing cold, matter stops being sharp and hurried and becomes instead something low and spread out and slow. Something more like a long, low wave than a crowd of racing specks. The very coldest matter is the softest matter, the slowest matter, the most spread out and gentle and unhurried matter there is. To cool all the way down is to soften, to slow, to spread out into one broad hushed swell, to stop being sharp and become smooth. Feel how that matches the softening of your own body toward sleep. All day you are sharp and quick, your attention a hard small point darting from thing to thing, your motions fast, your edges defined, and now, sinking toward rest, you are doing what the cold matter does, softening, slowing, spreading out, letting the sharp small point of your attention blur and widen into something broad and low and unhurried. Your thoughts, which were quick and sharp, are growing slow and soft, blurring at their edges, blending into one another, becoming more like a long, low swell than a crowd of racing specks. You are cooling in your way. You are softening in your way. You are letting yourself spread out from the hard, bright point of waking into the broad, low swell of sleep, slow and soft and unhurried, smooth as the coldest, gentlest matter there is. Let us drift once more out into the wide dark, carried and weightless as before, and go deeper this time. Out past the near stars, out past the far ones, out toward the great cold spaces between the islands of light, because there is a peace out there that only opens fully when you go far enough. The farther out you drift, the fewer the stars, the wider the dark, the deeper the cold, and the deeper the peaceful. Out here, between the great swarms of stars, the emptiness is so complete and the cold so even that there is nothing to disturb you at all. No near warmth, no bright glare, only the wide unbroken dark and the faint ancient warmth that fills it evenly everywhere. You drift through it without effort, carried by something patient and vast, needing to steer nothing, needing to hold up nothing, only borne along through the deepening quiet, cooler and calmer with every mile, further and further from all noise, deeper and deeper into the tender cold. And as you drift there, in the deepest between spaces, everything grows very slow and very faint, and there is nothing frightening in it. Only the completest rest you have ever felt. The stars are so far apart out here that they hardly seem to move at all. The whole great scene hangs almost still, turning too slowly to see, patient beyond any hurry. There is no urgency out here, and there never can be. Nothing out here has anywhere it must be, or anything it must do. Everything simply drifts, in its own wide, slow arc, at its own low, unhurried pace, through the deep, even cold, and you drift with it, part of that vast, slow patience now, cooled and hushed and carried, all your own hurry left far behind, all your own noise thinned to nothing in the wide, hushed dark. There is nowhere you must be out here. There is nothing you must do out here. There is only the drifting, and the deep, even cold, and the ancient warmth beneath it, and the endless, tender dark, carrying you deeper and deeper into rest. Let us think, slowly and without any fear, about why the deep cold feels to so many people like something to dread, and why that dread softens the moment you look at it closely, because untangling it will let you rest more easily. The dread comes, I think, from the body's honest memory of ordinary cold. The cold of a bitter night without shelter. The cold that makes us shiver and ache and seek the fire. That cold is a real and useful fear, because for a warm living body an ordinary chill is a thing to be met and managed. But the deep cold of the universe is not that cold at all. It is a different thing entirely, so much deeper and so much more tranquil that the old fear simply does not fit it. The old fear is of a cold that takes your warmth quickly and roughly. The deep cold of space takes nothing quickly and nothing roughly, and out in its true home there is no shivering body for it to trouble, only the vast serene matter of the cosmos settling tranquilly into rest. When you feel the old dread stir at the words "the coldest place," you can meet it kindly and set it down, because the thing it fears and the thing we are speaking of are not the same. One is a bitter night. The other is the deepest peace there is. And there is a further softening, a further easing of that old dread, when you remember that the deep cold is not something rushing toward you, but something you are simply drifting slowly toward, along with everything else, in no hurry at all. Nothing about the great cold is sudden. Nothing about it seizes or attacks. It is the slowest, most patient thing in all creation, arriving over ages, easing in degree by degree, so unhurried that a warm thing can drift toward it for an eternity and never feel a shock. The cooling of the whole universe is the least violent event there is. It is not a catastrophe but a settling, not a seizing but a release, the long, slow letting go of everything toward rest. There is nothing in it to brace against, nothing in it to flee, nothing in it that asks you to be afraid. It is only the great, slow calm coming on, the way evening comes on, the way sleep comes on, so softly and so patiently that you can hardly say the moment it arrived. And you can let it come. You can stop bracing. You can let the old fear ease and simply drift, unhurried, toward the tender cold along with all things. Let us reframe the deepest word of all, the word that hides beneath every fear of cold and dark and emptiness, and let us reframe it kindly, because it will lighten you to do so. Sometimes, when people think of the cold end of the universe, of everything cooling toward that final even placid, a shadow crosses their thoughts, a thought of ending, of things going quiet forever. But look at it softly, and the shadow lifts. Because what is that final, even calm, really, but the deepest rest, the completest peace, the moment when all the long striving of the cosmos finally lies down? Everything in the universe has spent its whole existence in motion and effort, stars burning against their own weight, worlds turning, matter trembling with its warmth, and the drift toward the cold is simply the slow permission granted to all of it at last to stop, to rest, to let the trembling motionless and the burning ease and the long labor be set down. There is no terror in a thing at last being allowed to rest. There is only relief and release and a deep unbroken settled. The cold end is not a dying so much as a sleeping, the whole vast cosmos settling at last into the rest it has been drifting toward since the beginning of time. And you are allowed that same rest tonight, the small, warm echo of it, the version of it your body reaches for every single night. You do not have to keep the trembling going. You do not have to keep burning against your own weight, holding yourself up, keeping the effort of the day alight. You are allowed, tonight, to do what the whole universe is slowly doing. To let the striving ease, to let the warmth spread out, to let the trembling still, to settle down at last into the rest that has been waiting for you. There is nothing to fear in it, and nothing to hold against it. It is only rest, the deepest and most natural thing there is, the thing every cell of you has known how to do since before you were born. Let the day's long labor be set down. Let the burning ease. Let yourself sink, without any fear at all, into the great tender calm that is drawing all things, and you along with them, down toward peace. Come back now to the very center of it all, to that little cloud of matter in the hushed laboratory, held a mere breath above the absolute floor, because there is one more serene wonder in it worth resting upon before the night deepens further. When matter is that cold, that settled, that close to the floor, it becomes, in a sense, the stillest and most orderly thing in all the universe. In the warm world, everything is jumble and jostle and noise, particles careening every way at once, a chaos of restless motion too fast and too tangled to follow. But down near the floor, all of that jostling has eased away, and what remains is a peacefulness so complete that it is almost perfect order. Every particle settled into its lowest, peacefulest, most harmonious state, all of them at rest together in a single unbroken calm. The coldest place is the most orderly place, the most harmonious place, the place where the endless chaos of the warm world has finally resolved into one placid and perfect still. To go down toward the cold is to go down toward order, toward harmony, toward the resolving of all the jumble into one serene whole. And your own mind is doing precisely that as you lie here, resolving its jumble toward the same hushed order. All day your thoughts were a warm chaos, careening every way at once, a jostle of worries and plans and half-finished things too tangled to follow. And now, cooling toward sleep, that chaos is settling. The careening is slowing. The jostle is easing. The tangled crowd of thoughts is resolving, one by one, into a single low quiet, a tranquilness spreading through your mind the way it spreads through the coldest matter, until what was chaos becomes calm, and what was jumble becomes one unbroken low. You do not have to sort the thoughts or finish them or hold them. You have only to let them cool and slow and settle the way the cold matter settles, until they resolve of their own accord into the deep serene order of sleep. Let them settle. Let the chaos ease. Let your mind cool toward that perfect faint, harmonious and whole and still. Let us wander back once more through the long history of the search for cold, and dwell this time on the sheer patience of it, because there is something deeply restful in the slowness of how such things were learned. No one discovered the cold all at once. There was no single bright moment when a person understood it whole. Instead, there were centuries of small, careful steps, each one taken by someone leaning over an instrument in a hushed room, watching, noting, wondering, adding one small true thing to the slow-growing pile of understanding. Someone worked out how to measure warmth at all, marking a scale on a slender tube of liquid that rose and fell with the heat of the day. Someone else wondered whether there might be a lowest possible cold, a floor beneath which nothing could go, and reasoned their way patiently toward the idea of the absolute zero. Others, over long years, learned to squeeze warmth out of the very airs we breathe, coaxing them cold enough to gather into pale, quiet liquids. Step by patient step, over lifetimes, the understanding grew, the way a stalactite grows in a cave, one slow drop at a time, in the dark, without any hurry at all. And I find something wonderfully soothing in imagining all those patient people across all those tranquil years, each adding their small piece, none of them ever seeing the whole picture, all of them content to work slowly at their own small corner of the great puzzle in the low light of their own serene rooms. There is no rush in that kind of work, and there never was. It is the opposite of hurry. It is a long, slow, patient tending, a thing built up over generations by people who understood that some truths only yield themselves slowly, that some things cannot be seized, but only waited for, coaxed, tended, allowed to arrive in their own time. The whole understanding of the cold was assembled the way frost assembles on a window through a winter night, not all at once, not by force, but slowly, patiently, one delicate crystal at a time, until by morning the whole pane is covered in patterns no single moment could have made. You can let your own mind work that slowly now. You can let understanding and sleep arrive the way frost arrives, unhurried in its own quiet time. There were among those patient searchers some who reached for the cold not to master it, but simply to know it, drawn to it the way some people are drawn to high mountains or deep seas, wanting only to go as far into that motionless as a person could go. They built their careful machines and coaxed their small clouds of matter lower and lower, not to conquer anything, but out of a kind of tenderness toward the deep low itself, a wish to touch the stillest thing there was, to come as near as anyone could to the perfect floor. And when they came close, when they held their little clouds a mere whisper above the absolute rest, what they found there was not a prize to be seized, but a wonder to be witnessed. Matter behaving in hushed, dreamlike ways, flowing without friction, merging into one, softening into a single broad, slow swell. They did not conquer the cold. They came faintly into its presence and watched it reveal its gentle secrets, the way you might sit very peaceful by a hushed pool at dusk and watch it grow smooth as the last light fades. The deep cold does not yield to force. It yields only to patience, only to quiet, only to the willingness to come softly and wait. Let that be a small permission for you tonight, the permission to come gently and wait, to reach for sleep not by force, but by patience, the way the cold is reached. You cannot seize sleep any more than those patient searchers could seize the cold. You can only come tranquilly toward it and wait, and let it reveal itself in its own time. So there is nothing to strive for now, nothing to conquer, nothing to make happen by effort. There is only the coming softly, the settling, the patient waiting by the serene pool as the last light fades. Sleep, like the deep cold, yields only to the willingness to stop reaching and simply rest. And so, you can stop reaching. You can let go of the trying. You can come softly toward the peaceful and wait, unhurried, patient, content, and let sleep reveal itself to you the way the deep cold revealed its wonders to those who came to it gently, in their own good time, without any hurry at all. Let us turn our thoughts, slowly, to the very largest and oldest cold of all, the cold that fills the whole future of the universe, because far from being a grim thing to end upon, it is perhaps the most peaceful vision there is. If the whole cosmos is slowly cooling, if all its warmth is spreading out and easing toward that even peaceful, then the far future of everything is a future of deep and universal quiet, a time unimaginably distant when the last of the burning has eased, when the stars have all grown dim and cool, when every scattered warmth has spread itself out into the wide dark and settled into balance with it. And you might think that a lonely picture, but look at it softly, and it is not lonely at all. It is serene beyond anything. A universe grown wholly still, wholly even, wholly at rest, every trembling placid, every difference smoothed, everything at last lying down together in one vast unbroken calm. It is the whole cosmos asleep. It is the deepest and most complete rest that anything could ever reach, spread across all of space and all of time, a hushedness so total and so gentle that nothing in it is troubled ever again. And there is a deep comfort in knowing that everything is drifting, however slowly, toward that great final calm, because it means that rest is not the exception in this universe, but the destination, not the strange thing, but the natural end toward which all things are patiently bound. Everything that burns will one day cool. Everything that trembles will one day tranquil. Everything that hurries will one day come to rest. The whole vast cosmos is on a long, slow journey toward low, and that faint is not a loss, but a homecoming, the place all the warmth and motion have been drifting toward since the very first moment. You are on that journey too, part of the same great settling, and tonight you are simply taking a small, early step into the rest that everything is bound for, lying down a little ahead of the stars into the calm that will one day hold them all. There is no need to fear a destination the whole universe is drifting toward so peacefully. You can lean into it. You can let it draw you the way it draws everything, softly, patiently, home toward the great and tender quiet. Let us come back down, softly, to the small and near, and think about the cold you actually know, the everyday cold of your own life, because there is a bridge from that familiar cold all the way out to the deepest cold of the cosmos, and crossing it slowly will settle you. Think of the cool side of the pillow when you turn it over on a warm night, that small, welcome coolness against your cheek. Think of a cool room after a long, warm day, the relief of stepping into it. Think of the coolness of clean sheets when you first slide beneath them, the way that coolness feels not like a threat, but like a comfort, like a kindness, like the day's heat being drawn gently away so that you can rest. That everyday coolness, the one you welcome, the one that soothes you toward sleep, is the very same thing, only faint and near, as the great cold that fills the universe. It is warmth being drawn away so that rest can come. It is the trembling easing, the heat spreading out, the body settling toward hushed. The cool pillow and the coldest cloud among the stars are the same gesture, one small and one vast. the gesture of warmth easing away so that stillness can come. And so the deep cold of the cosmos is not a stranger to you after all. It is only the largest form of something you welcome every single night. Every night you reach for a little coolness, a little easing of the day's warmth, a little drawing away of heat so that you can sink into rest. Every night you turn to the cool side of the pillow and feel it soothe you. Every night you let your own warmth spread out into the cool, dark room and feel yourself grow tranquil as it goes. You have been befriending the cold your whole life, in its small, near kindly forms, welcoming it as the thing that eases you towards sleep. And the coldest place in the universe is only that same welcome coolness, carried all the way out to its furthest extreme. The same drawing away of warmth, the same easing towards sereneness, the same kindness that soothes you every night, spread across the whole vast dark. When you feel the cool of your room tonight, you are feeling the near edge of the coldest thing there is, and it is your friend, and it has always been your friend, easing you, as it eases everything, toward rest. Let us drift one last long time out into the dark, the deepest drift of all, out past every star we have named, out to where the cold is deepest and the hush is most complete. Because you are very nearly asleep now, and this is the gentlest place to be carried. You are weightless again, borne along without effort, needing nothing, holding nothing, only carried, and the warmth eases from you slowly as you go, tenderly, without any shock, each degree of it that leaves you taking a little more of the day with it. Out past the near stars you drift, and past the far ones, and out into the wide, even dark between the great islands of light, where nothing is near enough to trouble you, and the cold is smooth and deep and calm in every direction. And there is the faint ancient warmth all around you, motionless, the oldest warmth of all, wrapping you evenly wherever you go, so that even in the deepest cold you are never truly alone, never truly untended, always held in that faint even glow left over from the beginning of everything. And out there, in the deepest and stillest dark, you come at last to rest, carried to a stop so slow you cannot feel it happen, settling into the calm the way a leaf finally settles on still water. There is no motion out here now, or only the slowest, gentlest drift, too slow to feel. There is no sound out here, or only the faint even hush of the ancient warmth. There is nothing you must do out here, and nowhere you must be, and nothing that needs anything of you at all. There is only the deep even cold, tender as a drawn-up blanket, and the faint old warmth beneath it, and the wide, peaceful dark all around, holding you, cradling you, tucking you in. You are as far into the quiet as anything has ever been. You are resting in the deepest settled there is. And the cold that holds you is not a cruelty and never was. It is only the completest placidness, the deepest rest, the great tender peaceful at the bottom of everything, drawn up over you like the hushedest of covers, holding you safe and hushed in the dark. Rest there for a while, in that deepest hush, and let it hold you, because there is nothing more to reach for and nowhere further to go. You have come all the way out to the stillest place there is, and it has turned out to be, just as we said at the very beginning, not a place of fear, but a place of the deepest peace, a hush spread across the whole dark, a blanket drawn up over the entire sky. The trembling has stilled, the warmth has eased, the chaos has resolved into one serene whole. And you lie there at the center of it, cradled and tended and kept, wrapped in the deep even cold as in the softest of covers, held in the faint old warmth as in a pair of patient arms, resting in the great tender peace at the bottom of everything, needing nothing, holding nothing, doing nothing at all but resting, and resting, and resting, in the deepest and most peaceful stillness there is. Let us stay in that deep quiet a while longer, and think, slowly and without hurry, about how strange and wonderful it is that warmth and cold are, in the end, only two names for one single thing, seen from two directions. There is not really a substance called heat and another called cold, pulling against each other. There is only motion, more of it or less of it, faster or slower, and the two words we use are only the two ends of one long faint scale. To grow warm is to speed the motion, to grow cold is to slow it, and everything that has ever happened, every fire and every frost, every summer and every winter, every warm hand and every cool night, is only the small hidden motion of things speeding up a little or slowing down a little along that one long scale. And the whole vast universe rides that scale together, all of it. The burning stars near the fast warm end, and the deep dark spaces near the slow cold end, and everything drifting, always, toward the slow cold end, toward less motion, toward more rest. There is a great simplicity in that, a deep restful simplicity, that all the endless variety of warm and cold is only one thing, only motion, only the speeding and the slowing of the small hidden trembling of the world. And you ride that same scale, tonight, along with everything else, sliding slowly down it toward the hushed end. All day, you were near the warm, fast end of it, your motion quick, your trembling high, your small hidden particles humming with the speed of the waking day. And now, as sleep comes on, you are sliding down the scale, toward the slow, toward the cool, toward the deep tranquil end where the motion eases and the trembling stills. It is the most natural slide there is, the one your body knows by heart, the one it makes every single night, down from the warm, fast waking end toward the cool, slow sleeping end, down the one long, quiet scale that everything in the universe rides together. You do not have to push yourself down it. The slide is natural, and gravity itself seems to pull you toward the serene end, the way everything is pulled toward rest. You have only to let go and slide, slowly, down the long scale, toward the cool, toward the slow, toward the deep, settled, peaceful where sleep is waiting. Let us think tenderly about how the cold keeps things, how it holds them safe and whole across enormous stretches of time, because there is a deep reassurance in it. In the warm world, things change quickly. They stir and mix and wear away. They spoil and fade and come apart, because the warmth keeps everything in constant restless motion, forever jostling itself toward change. But in the deep cold, all of that slows almost to nothing, and things are held very nearly unchanged, kept as they are, preserved in peacefulness across ages beyond counting. The frozen moons at the edge of our little family of worlds have held their ancient ice unchanged for longer than there have been living things on Earth. The cold dark between the stars keeps the drifting clouds and the wandering stones just as they are, unhurried, unspoiled, resting through the long ages without ever wearing away. The cold is the great keeper, the great preserver, the patient guardian that holds things safe and whole and unchanged in its deep placidness, tucking them away where nothing can trouble or spoil them, keeping them, stilly, across all the long dark years. And there is comfort in being kept, in being held safe and unchanged in the quiet, and you can feel a little of it now as the cool of the night settles over you. Tonight, in the tranquil and the cool of your rest, nothing is wearing away at you. Nothing is stirring you toward change or spoiling your low. The cool of the night is holding you the way the deep cold holds its precious things, keeping you safe and whole and undisturbed, tucking you away from the wearing restlessness of the day into a hushed place where nothing can trouble you. You are being kept tonight, held safe in the serene, preserved in the faint, guarded across these dark hours the way the cold guards the frozen worlds and the drifting clouds and all the precious things it holds in its patient tranquilness. Nothing can wear at you here. Nothing can spoil this peace. You are kept, and safe and whole, held in the deep serene calm of the night, guarded through the long dark hours until morning. Let us drift back, one more time, to the very smallest scale, down among the tiny particles themselves, and rest there in wonder for a while, because there is a hushed beauty at the bottom of things worth resting upon. Even at the very coldest, even a mere whisper above the absolute floor, the particles are never perfectly still. There always remains the faintest possible flicker of motion, the smallest possible trembling, a last soft stirring that can never be entirely taken away. It is a deep law of the world that this last faint flicker must always remain, that no thing can ever be brought to perfect and total motionlessness, that there is always, always, one last soft motion left. And there is something tender in that, something that keeps the deepest cold from ever being truly cold and dead, even at the very bottom, even in the stillest matter there could ever be. There remains that faint last stirring, that smallest soft trembling, that last quiet breath of motion that never leaves. The coldest thing in the universe is still, very faintly, alive with motion, still holding that last soft flicker, never entirely at rest, never entirely still, always keeping that smallest tender breath. And you keep that same last faint flicker too, even in your deepest sleep, even in your stillest rest. However deeply you settle tonight, however still you grow, there will always remain the faint soft rise and fall of your breath, the slow tranquil beat within you, the smallest tender motions that never leave, that hold you gently on this side of sereneness, however far down you drift. You do not have to keep them going, they keep themselves. The way the last faint flicker keeps itself in the coldest matter, a mild stirring that needs nothing from you and never stops. So you can let yourself grow as motionless as you like tonight, as deep and as serene and as peaceful as the coldest thing there is, knowing that the last soft flicker will hold you safe, that your breath will keep its faint slow rise and fall without your tending it, that the smallest tender motions of you will carry on softly through the deepest rest, keeping you, holding you, breathing you gently through the dark. Let yourself grow still. The last faint flicker will keep you. Let yourself grow still and rest. Let us wander, slowly, back to that dim expanding cloud far among the stars, the coldest natural place of all, and sit beside it a while longer, because there is more peace to be found in it the longer you rest there. Remember what it is, the last long outbreath of a dying star, spreading and cooling into the dark, colder than the sky around it, colder than anything nature has made anywhere else. And remember what its coldness means. Not violence, not catastrophe, but release. The deep peaceful that came when the star could finally let its outer layers go and breathe out into the roomy dark. That cloud has been exhaling for thousands upon thousands of years, and it is exhaling peaceful, spreading a little wider with every century, cooling a little deeper, easing a little further into rest. It does not hurry. It has all the time there is. It simply goes on breathing out, slowly, endlessly, into the wide waiting dark, cooling as it spreads, releasing as it opens, the longest and calmest exhale in all of creation. And you can breathe with it now, one long, slow breath out, and another, letting your own warmth spread a little into the room with each one, letting yourself cool and ease and release along with that distant patient cloud. There is something worth resting upon in the sheer slowness of that exhale, in the fact that the coldest place in the universe was made not by any sudden event, but by the longest and most patient release imaginable. Nothing about it was quick. The star did not burst its warmth away in a moment. It breathed it out, layer by layer, over ages, and the cold came on, not as a shock, but as the slow deepening placid of that long release, settling over the spreading cloud degree by patient degree across all those thousands of years. The coldest place is the most patient place, the place where the longest, slowest, most unhurried release in all the cosmos has been unfolding since long before there were people to see it, and will go on unfolding long after, never rushing, never ceasing, only spreading and cooling and easing endlessly into the dark. There is a lesson for the body in that patience, a reminder that the deepest rest is never seized but only eased into slowly, over time, breath by breath, the way that distant cloud eases into its deep cold, the way you are easing now into sleep. Let us think, once more and very softly, about the ancient warmth that fills all of space, the faint even glow left over from the beginning, because it is perhaps the tenderest thing in all the cosmos, and it is worth returning to as the night deepens. It is everywhere, that warmth, in every direction, in every corner of the sky, the same faint even glow bathing all things equally, the emptiest dark, and the coldest cloud, and the frozen moons and you, lying here, all of it wrapped alike in that oldest of warmths. It has been cooling since the very beginning, spreading thinner and fainter across the growing dark, and yet it has never gone out, never left, never abandoned the cosmos to a truly empty cold. It is the universe's oldest company, the warmth that has kept everything company since the first moment, that keeps everything company hushed, that will keep everything company for as long as there is anything at all. And it keeps you company too tonight, wrapping you in the same faint even glow it wraps the farthest galaxies in, so that however deep into the quiet you drift, however far toward the cold, you are always, always held in that oldest and gentlest warmth, never truly cold, never truly alone. Rest in that company for a while, in the knowledge that you are wrapped, wherever you go tonight, in the oldest warmth there is. However far you drift toward sleep, however deep into the low dark, that faint even glow is around you, the same warmth that fills the whole vast cosmos, the same warmth that has kept everything company since the beginning of time. You are not drifting off into an empty cold, you are drifting off into a dark that is warm at its faintest root, held in a glow older than the stars, wrapped in a warmth that has never once left the universe alone. It is beneath you, and around you, and above you, that oldest warmth, faint and even and unfailing, holding you the way it holds all things, keeping you company through the long dark hours, the way it keeps the whole cosmos company through the long ages. You are wrapped in it. You are held in it. You are kept warm at the root of things, however cool and hushed and deep your rest, wrapped in the oldest and most faithful warmth there is. Let us take one slow last look at the whole grand picture, the entire cold universe laid out from the warm bright stars to the deepest dark. Because it is a soothing thing to hold it all at once as you drift toward the edge of sleep. There are the stars, scattered like embers across the vast dark hearth, each one warm and bright and burning in its own pool of night. There is the deep, cold dark between them, patient and even and calm, drawing their warmth away over ages so slowly it is hardly a taking at all. There is the faint ancient glow filling every gap, the oldest warmth, wrapping everything alike. There is the dim expanding cloud far out among the stars, the coldest natural place, breathing out its endless exhale into the dark. There are the frozen moons at the edge of our little family of worlds, wrapped in ice, holding their kept things safe. And there, in a few hushed rooms on this small warm world, are the very coldest spots of all, tiny clouds of matter cradled a whisper above the floor, merged into single tranquil holes, the stillest things that have ever been. All of it together, from the warmest ember to the coldest whisper, one vast faint picture, drifting as a whole toward rest. And you are somewhere in that picture too, a small warm point on this small warm world, drifting toward sleep along with everything else, part of the same great settling, the same long, slow slide toward the hushed. You belong in that picture. You are not apart from it, not outside it, not a stranger to the great cold and the deep quiet. You are a small, warm part of the same vast cosmos that is easing, everywhere, toward rest. And tonight you are simply doing your small, early part of what the whole picture is doing, letting your warmth ease, letting your trembling slow, sliding down the long, tranquil scale toward the deep, tranquil placid. The stars are doing it. The dark spaces are doing it. The frozen moons and the distant cloud and the coldest laboratory spots are doing it. And you are doing it too, here, now, part of the whole grand serene picture, easing along with all of it toward the great tender sereneness at the bottom of everything. You belong to the peaceful. You belong to the rest. You belong, tonight, to the deep calm that is drawing all things home. Let us linger a little longer among the frozen moons and distant worlds, drifting slowly past them one by one, because there is a hushed procession of cold and quiet places out there, and it soothes the mind simply to visit them in turn. There is a great ringed world, far from the warmth, and around it a whole gathering of icy moons, some smooth as polished glass, some cracked and streaked with pale frozen ridges, all of them turning slowly in the dim distant light, all of them holding their deep cold across the ages. There is a small far moon that breathes out faint plumes of ice into the dark, freezing as they rise, drifting back down as the softest of snows. An endless slow snowfall on a world no one has ever walked. There are worlds so far out that their frozen air lies in pale drifts across their surfaces, worlds where the cold is so complete and so old that nothing has stirred upon them for longer than the mind can hold. And past all of them, the dark grows wider and the cold grows deeper. Out toward the far edge, where the light of our own great lamp is only the brightest of the stars, and beyond that edge, the deep motionless reaches begin, patient and even and settled, stretching away into the endless tender dark. Drift past them slowly, these cold and low worlds, and let each one settle you a little deeper, the way passing landmarks settle a traveler toward the end of a long, unhurried journey. There is no need to stop at any of them, no need to study or remember them. You are only drifting past, carried, weightless, letting each hushed frozen world slip by in the dark as you ease further toward sleep. The ringed world and its icy moons slip by. The small moon with its soft, slow snowfall slips by. The far pale worlds with their drifts of frozen air slip by, and with each one that passes, you are a little further into the faint, a little deeper into the calm. a little closer to the deep still rest that waits at the end of the drift. Let them pass. Let the whole hushed procession of cold, quiet worlds drift by in the dark around you, each one carrying you a little further toward sleep, each one easing you a little deeper into the great tender settledness, until there is nothing left ahead but the deep even dark, and the faint old warmth beneath it, and rest. Let us think, slowly, about the color of the deep cold, about what such places look like, because there is a hushed beauty in it that will settle the eye of the mind toward sleep. The warmest things blaze white and blue, the fierce hot hearts of the youngest stars, too bright to look upon. A little cooler, and things glow golden, like a warm lamp, like the great lamp at the center of our own family of worlds. Cooler, peaceful, and the glow deepens to orange, then to a deep and tender red, the color of embers settling in a hearth late at night. And cooler than that, colder than any ember, the glow slips away past the edge of sight entirely, into a warmth too deep and too faint for any eye to catch, a glow the color of the dark itself. The very coldest things do not glow with any color you could see. They rest in a hush beyond all color, in the deep tender dark, glowing only in the faintest warmth that no eye was ever made to hold. To grow colder is to grow dimmer and redder and softer, to slip from blazing white down through gold and orange and deep ember red, and at last into the tranquil, colorless dark, the color of rest, the color of the hushed night around you now. And is that not the very path your own eyes are traveling as you settle toward sleep, down from the bright waking blaze into the deep tender dark? All day your world was bright, blazing with color and light, sharp and vivid and fast. And now, sinking toward rest, the brightness is easing. The colors are deepening and softening. The vivid, sharp light of the day is slipping down through warm gold and deep ember red toward the calm, colorless dark of sleep. Your eyes are cooling, in their way, easing down the long scale of color from the bright hot blaze of morning to the deep tender dark of night. And there is nothing to hold on to in that dimming, nothing to fear in it, only the natural easing of the bright day down into the tender dark. The same easing the coldest things make as they slip past all color into the tranquil. Let the brightness ease. Let the colors deepen and soften and slip away. Let your eyes cool down through gold and ember red into the serene, colorless dark, and rest there in the deep, tender serene, in the color of sleep itself. Let us rest one last long moment in the quiet that ties all of it together, the deep hush that we have been drifting through from the very beginning. Everywhere we wandered tonight, from the small rooms of definition out to the empty dark, from the dying star's exhale to the frozen moons to the cradled clouds in the hushed laboratories, we kept arriving at the same tender place, a placidness so complete that it stopped being cold in any fearful sense and became only rest, only calm, only the deepest peaceful there is. The trembling eased, the warmth spread out, the chaos resolved, and the scattered pieces merged, and the long labor of things lay down. And beneath it all, faint and even and unfailing, the oldest warmth kept everything company, so that even the coldest dark was never truly empty and never truly alone. That is the whole of it, the single still truth we followed all through the hours, that the coldest place is the most rested place, that deep cold is only deep peace, that to settle all the way down into the hushedness is not to freeze but to be tucked in. And you have settled nearly all the way down into it now, into that same deep tender low, that same complete and peaceful tranquilness. Your own trembling has eased. Your own warmth has spread softly into the cool of the room. Your own scattered day has resolved into one peaceful, quiet whole, and the oldest warmth is around you serene, keeping you company through the dark. You have drifted tonight out to the stillest place there is and found it kind, found it tender, found it only rest, and now you are resting there yourself, wrapped in the deep, even faint as in the softest of covers, held in the faint old warmth as in patient arms, cradled in the great calm at the bottom of everything, as far into the peace as anything has ever been. Tonight has been about the coldest place in the entire universe, and about how that coldest place, wherever we found it, turned out again and again to be not a place of fear, but a place of the deepest peace. Tonight has been about warmth and cold being only motion, only the small hidden trembling of things speeding up or slowing down, and about how to grow cold is only to let that trembling ease toward rest. Tonight has been about the deep dark between the stars, so empty and so hushed that its cold would draw your warmth away only over ages, tenderly, without any shock. Tonight has been about the faint ancient warmth that fills all of space, the oldest glow of all, wrapping everything alike so that no dark is ever truly empty, and no cold is ever truly alone. Tonight has been about a dim, expanding cloud far among the stars, the coldest natural place there is, breathing out its long, slow, endless exhale into the dark. And tonight has been about the coldest spots of all, cradled in hushed rooms on this small, warm world. Tiny clouds of matter slowed almost to motionlessness, merged into single tranquil wholes. Tonight has been about all of that, and beneath all of it, tonight has been about one hushed thing, held up over and over, that the deepest cold is the deepest rest, that the stillest place is the most peaceful place, that to cool all the way down is not to be frozen, but to be tucked in, the trembling peacefuls, and it is rest. The warmth eases away, and it is rest. The chaos resolves into one calm whole, and it is rest. The scattered particles merge into a single tranquil thing, and it is rest. Everywhere we looked, the coldest place was the most rested place, the most released place, the place where the long labor of things finally lay down, and you have been drifting toward that same rest all through these hours, letting your own trembling still, letting your own warmth ease, letting your own scattered day resolve into one placid, quiet whole, sliding down the long, soft scale toward the deep, placid peace at the bottom of everything. None of this needs anything from you tonight. You do not have to remember a single fact of it, or hold on to a single thread, or carry any of it with you into sleep. You do not have to have followed it, or understood it, or arrived anywhere at all. It was only a long, serene voice in the dark to drift along beside, and it has done its work whether you heard it or not, and now it asks nothing more of you. There is nothing to hold. There is nothing to do. There is nowhere to be but here, and no one you need to be but the small, warm, resting thing you already are, wrapped in the cool calm of the night, held in the oldest warmth, cradled in the deep, tender, peaceful at the bottom of everything. Let it all go now. Let the words go, and the facts go, and the whole long journey go, and keep only the rest, only the settled, only the deep, hushed peace that has settled over you. When this is over, there will be another tranquil exploration waiting on the screen. Another long, unhurried voice in the dark, ready to carry you further into the night. You do not need to reach for it, or choose it, or do anything at all. If you leave it be, It will begin on its own, softly, in a little while, and carry you onward without your having to lift a finger. So let it. Let the next quiet thing begin on its own when it is ready, and let yourself drift on into it, or drift on past it into sleep, whichever comes first, with nothing to decide and nothing to do. And if some small part of you is still faintly awake and wondering, you might let one soft question drift through your mind as you go, with no need ever to answer it. Of all the cold and low places we wandered tonight, which one would you most like to drift back to and rest beside a while longer? Let it drift through you and drift away, unanswered, into the dark. And now let the last of the day ease out of you, slowly, breath by breath, the way the warmth eases out of a cooling star into the roomy dark. Let your shoulders settle a little lower serene, a little further from your ears. Let your jaw loosen, and your hands, and your brow. Let your breath go long and low and slow, without your having to arrange it, each breath out carrying a little more of the warmth away, a little more of the day away, easing you deeper into the cool, calm dark. You are wrapped in the oldest warmth, and roofed over by the cool of the night, and held in the deep tender faint at the bottom of everything, cradled and kept and safe. The trembling has stilled. The chaos has calmed. There is nothing left to do, and nowhere left to go, and nothing left to hold. There is only the deep even hushed, drawn up over you like the softest of covers, and the faint old warmth beneath it, and the wide settled dark all around, holding you, tucking you in, carrying you down into rest. Drift now. Let go now. Sink into the deep tender stillness, all the way down, as far as you like, into the coldest, calmest, most peaceful quiet there is. Rest, rest, sleep well.